Niagara-on-the-Lake's Amber Witcomb has become an in-demand model across the world. During a rare time out from the runway, the source caught up to her right after Fashion Week in Paris earlier this spring.
So I was in Paris, how long was it? Up to close to 2 weeks. So I was doing the fashion circuit, which is, it's Fashion Week, but it's a month long of shows. So it starts in New York and then ends in Paris. So I was in Paris for almost close to 2 weeks. So I'm exhausted, so I'm happy to be home, get waited on by my mum a little bit, which is nice.
So a lot of runway shows in Paris. Whose clothes were you wearing during that time?
I did, I'm close with the Dior team, and Dior is always beautiful, so I do their show when I'm in Paris. I also finished with Lacoste, which I love the clothes. It was a new designer this time, and they had super sport wear, so that's like right up my street, so I love that.
Long days? Very
long days, especially Fashion Week. I mean, you rarely get less than a 12-hour day, so you're constantly on the go. So that's why when you finish, you kind of crash, because your body is so used to you just got to keep going. So right now I'm feeling the effects of the last month, but at the time your adrenaline is just going the whole time.
Amber's look is not the classic North American Kate Upton type beauty. Instead, her angular features have resulted in more creative and dramatic photo shoots.
The type of modelling I'm doing, a lot of the girls have something unconventionally beautiful about them, as opposed to something conventionally beautiful. What maybe outsiders may expect of a model is maybe not what makes a high fashion model. High fashion models usually have something that separates them. Maybe one of their insecurities, like I always struggled with my nose. It was never something I liked about myself, but now it's something that separates me from the other girls, and it's something that people really highlight in all of my shoots and people love about me. At first I kind of just had to fake confidence in a way, because I'd never really been in front of a camera. I'd always done musical theatre at school, so I was confident in that sense, but then when a camera was put in front of me, that changed things again. So at first it was faking confidence, and then over the years now I've obviously become real confident.
Now you said you haven't done any TV work, but you did. You did a lot of TV work. You were actually doing this. You were a source reporter for a few stories.
I know, it's like a rewind, it's like a 180, it's so strange.
What was that like? What was the experience like, and why did you take that on?
Oh, I loved it. I really wanted the experience. Obviously, I mentioned before that I did communications at Brock, so I've always been interested in television. That's always been a passion of mine. I've always wanted to get into broadcasting in some capacity. I'm still not sure which. I'm still not sure whether I want to be kind of behind the camera in production or in front of it reporting. But yeah, now it's strange. It's kind of like I've flipped.
Amber, when I look at the list of designers that you've worked with, Prada, Givenchy, Burberry, Stella McCartney, do you have a favorite designer?
Prada is probably my most memorable show. It's the one where things changed. It's where they cut my hair. I kind of have it all scraped back now, but they cut my hair from long into a short bob. And that's kind of when things catapulted for me. Prada is one of those shows, if you're in the fashion world, you'll know that it's just one that everybody watches. So they're watching who are the new models that are walking out. So after I did the Prada cut, the Prada bob, everything kind of went insane and into a whirlwind from there. So that was probably my most memorable one.
A recent highlight for Amber was her appearance on the cover of Canada's fashion magazine in a very artistic portrait.
So this was done by a local artist. He made a portrait of me out of tulle, and I flew into New York actually, that's where he was. And that was super surreal. I actually watched all the videos back after the fact, after the shoot, and I thought he was so incredibly talented. I just felt really humbled that they picked my face for that. But yeah, it was super cool, especially because this is a Canadian magazine.
Yes.
So my mum could actually go out to the shops and buy it, where a lot of the magazines I'm in, often she can't buy them because they're international or you can't find them.
Since our sit down in Virgil, Amber has headed back to her flat in her native London, going about her day-to-day life until the phone rings and she'll be sent off to Milan, Beijing, New York City, or somewhere across the world for another show. Reporting for The Source, I'm Mike Balsom.
Heart whose love is innocent.